Welcome back to Weathersbeef Barbecue Channel. This morning we're going to make some pork belly burnt ends. I'm super excited to show you some of the tips and tricks that I use whenever I'm making pork belly burnt ends. We're going to use some different seasonings today just to kind of change it up a little bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to start everything with this nice, juicy looking, beautiful piece of meat that I got from Costco here locally. It was about 40 bucks. And we are going to cube it up. And then we're going to put it on some racks and then season it and then throw it on the Yoder this afternoon. So I am going to use a couple different seasonings today, just kind of changing some things up. One of the things I love about barbecue is you can change something in the process and get a different result. So one of the things I think is important about pork belly is that some of the cubes that we will create will be made up of 80, 90, even sometimes 100% fat. So there will be a lot of waste, and I'll show you some of that, and I'll just throw them away. But I think that is one of the keys. If you are smoking pork belly or making pork belly burnt ends, there will be some cubes that you'll just have to throw away. No one would want to eat that. A couple things I'm using this morning. I've got a couple really sharp knives. I've made sure that they were sharp. There's nothing that will dull a knife faster than cutting through fat. Another thing you may see is this portable or disposable cutting board. I love using these to minimize mess and clean up faster and just throw them away. Today we'll be using a lot of seasoning and needing a lot of space to create these cubes. So I really enjoy using these during that. All right, well, I'm going to cut these up and get them ready for the smoker. All right, got these sliced up vertically, and now I will kind of create them into cubes. But I did want to show you a little bit of this. Like, if you'll come in, you see this, see like right here, if we were to cube that, that would be made up of like 85, 90% fat. So I will throw that piece away, and you'll see me do that a lot throughout this video. Unfortunately, you know, just the nature of pork belly, there will be a lot of waste. I have used that in different ways. So whenever I say throw away, I may not actually throw it away. We've used it with collards, and we've used it with a lot of different things just to get some of that fat in places that we do want the fat. But we do not want that as a pork belly burnt end. Nobody is gonna want that into a cube and then put it into their mouth. Another thing that you'll see us do after this is the way that we like to season it. And it's just a faster way. So stay tuned and check this out. One thing that you may have noticed in the video is that normally what I do is I'll line these up and then I can just roll them over. Using this disposable cutting board, it would not allow me to roll it over very good. So one of the reasons I have one glove on and no glove on is that allows me not to contaminate the bottles that I'm touching. So I'm only using one hand to roll everything over. Unfortunately, on this cutting board, it would not let me do that. So maybe on like a wood cutting board, which is what I'm typically using, maybe the wood grains or something helps it just grab so it just rolls right over. This was just sliding. So it just took a few more minutes because I had to roll each piece over by hand with two hands, and then had to go wash my hands. But anyhow, so we did it all 6 times. So we did all 4 sides and then flipped it on the inside of each and did those. About 50-50 with the Meat Church Holy Gospel and then the Meat Church Honey Hog Barbecue. I think to me, what we were going to test today is a little bit of both, because this Holy Gospel has a little bit more pepper in it. And I thought that it needed some pepper. I didn't want it just to be honey hog. So now we have got these jerky racks, which you have probably seen in many of my videos, because I think this is one of the greatest inventions for barbecue. I've sprayed them down with Pam, and we will just line them up. I like to put the fat side down. We'll just line them up. All right, got them all seasoned up and then put on the jerky racks. One thing we do always like to do is try and stay as clean as possible. My wife and I both don't like a messy house, don't like messy counters, and that disposable cutting board makes for such an easy cleanup. Another thing we always try and do is wipe down all of our seasoning bottles after we get done using them. We'll wipe them down with like a Clorox disinfectant wipe, and try and keep our hands not touching meat and then touching that or touching anything in the house. So I think it's always a very good process or a very good practice to know what you're going to use throughout the day. We have the Yoder Smoker preheating right now. It's about ready for these to go on. And the nice thing about putting them on these jerky racks is we'll just pick them up and sit them right on there. Just like wings, whenever you put them on a jerky rack, you can just put it all on at once versus using tongs trying to put them on there, or even using your hands to put them on there. So take a look at these now in their raw state, and soon they will be on the smoker. All right, got the pork belly all ready to go on the smoker. I do have the Yoder sitting at about 325 right now, and I'm going to put it on the top rack. This one on the top rack. So I can grab it and put it in there, and it just should slide right in. We do have a couple of different smokers. If you look right here, I have another smoker that's a custom offset smoker by John G's Barbecue. But today is Sunday, and we've got a lot going on today. So I just want to put it on the Yoder because it's going to be a lot easier, a lot simpler. I'm not going to have to manage a fire, and we can get ready for the Panther game. Give us about 3 hours or so, and we'll have these things coming off. I am using some cherry wood today. Sometimes I'll use hickory, sometimes I'll just use just whatever I've got. But today I'm going to try and use a cherry wood and see if it changes the color on the outside of the pork belly burnt ends. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Nice looking color. You can tell that cherry wood. You can tell that we're using cherry wood. Nice looking color. We're gonna just rotate these. All right, just got the pork belly off the smoker. I had the smoker running a little warm today because it is Sunday and we have a lot going on this afternoon, so kind of sped up the process. It would not be burnt ends if some of them didn't look a little crispy, but I think they look pretty good. Everything kind of turned out about like I wanted it to. You can tell we used some cherry wood because they're a little darker today. So I like that color. Honestly, I'm kind of attracted to it. I think the color looks perfect. We're going to use some Weathersbeef seasoning, or excuse me, sauce on it. Then we're just going to sauce it and let it kind of tack back up. And then also I'm going to make at least one batch with this new hot sauce that I just got by Radiation Therapy. I have not used this yet, but this is the Mad Mango. I love mango. This is 3 out of 5 on the heatometer. I love mango hot sauce. I think it tastes phenomenal. It's got some habanero in there. Super excited about that. So we're gonna put these in the aluminum foil. We're gonna keep it real tight and then just throw it back on the smoker for 30, 45 minutes. Let it tack up and then they'll be ready to rest. And we'll be enjoying these things in way less than an hour. Okay, pulled the burnt ends off the smoker and wrapped them up in these aluminum foil and just kind of let them rest a little bit in a cooler with a towel wrapped around them. Maybe 25, 30 minutes, not a lot of time. This is not a big, large piece of meat like a pork butt or a brisket or anything like that. But I still like to let it rest and just allow the juices to redistribute. So let's take a look at some of them. As you notice, I do have XX written on one of them. That's all based on, this one's gonna be a little hot, so I don't want my daughter to get a hold of one of those. But this is with the Radiation Therapy Mad Mango. Super excited about trying one of those. But let's just open one up, take a look and see how they turned out. Oh man, they look great. They look fantastic, smell phenomenal. I think the color turned out perfect. Let's pull one out, just take a look, real squishy looking. I'm gonna take a bite, and thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, share. I know it seems corny to say out loud, but I'd love to grow my barbecue community and engage with anyone that wants to talk about barbecue. Have a great Sunday. Let's go.